All right, everyone, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 34 of Award Season Review, Season 3. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering many of the films up for award recognition this season. Now, some of the films that I'm talking about may still be in theaters or they're awaiting a theatrical release. All of the statistical information that I am providing to you is current within 7 days of recording and posting. This includes the critical response, the box office information, insight into its awards run so far, my predictions on possible nominations or wins based on where we are within the point of the year, and as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever important Where Can I Watch It spreadsheet 2024 edition, as well as lots of other great award season coverage. Today, we are in the penultimate day of our fifth theme week. We are getting to the end and wrapping up Feel Good Week. Feel good movies for me, it's those movies that just make you feel good after you watch them. Even though the content might not always have you laughing out loud, you learn something, you feel lifted and less heavy than when it began. And that's where all of these films fit, in addition to being awards films. This is the second year in a row I've done Feel Good Week over the holidays, because when else is it important to feel good? Today's film, and I probably purposely dropped this one today because as we are talking about a road trip movie, I'm probably currently road tripping home right now, from the Midwest back to New York, where I spent the holidays. So let's look at a road trip movie. And today I'm looking at Netflix's Will and Harper, which was directed by Josh Greenbaum. Also interesting, this documentary features two best friends who met on the show that I talked about a little bit yesterday when I reviewed Jason Reitman's Saturday Night. Now, given that this was a Netflix film, I'm sorry, I have no box office information to give you, but I have critical information. Haha! As per Rotten Tomatoes, Will and Harper currently sits with a 99% critical rating culled from 115 reviews and a slightly lower popcorn meter score of 82% from over 500 audience reviews. Now, award season wise so far, Will and Harper was named one of the top 5 documentaries of the year by the National Board of Review and has been gaining ground not only for documentary recognition, where it was nominated for Best Doc at the Astro Awards, several film festivals, and at the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, which also nominated Will and Harper for Best Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Score. The film's end title track, or theme, Harper and Will Go West, written by previous Oscar nominee and SNL superstar Kristen Wiig, has been nominated for Best Song by the Critics' Choice Awards, as well as at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. So, what is Will and Harper about? Well, 30 years ago in 1995, Will Ferrell, while working on Saturday Night Live, met a writer by the name of Andrew Steele. Will and Andrew became great friends. They saw each other through the highs and lows of lives. When they each got married, they started their families and developed their post SNL careers. What Will didn't know at the time was that Andrew harbored a secret, one that Andrew didn't know how to discuss with people. And during the pandemic, decided, you know what? The time is right now. And in 2022, Andrew began her gender transition and came out to her friends in letters, adapted the name Harper after Harper Lee, a writer she was fascinated with and also a classmate of her mom's. And with her new life in front of her, she decided that she wanted to go back and revisit many of the places or relive some of the experiences that she didn't get to appreciate when she was her true self. Partly this is to address the fear of being judged or harassed, and partly to take ownership of herself and gain comfort in her new body. And to do this, she invites one of her dearest friends, Will Ferrell, to go on a road trip with her, where the two will leave from New York and drive cross country to California, allowing Harper to, revisit different sites, check in with family and other people, where, some experiences she wants to have Will by her side because she needs that support. And sometimes, she needs to face this fear. So she goes and does some things by herself. And as they travel and stop by such states as Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, en route, there will be some glances from some people, mistakes with her being misgendered, and also an interaction with a random therapist they meet that will show how, in some ways, our society has moved forward with acceptance and how far we still, unfortunately, have to go. An educational experience, Will, while he never stopped caring for his friend, will see some of the new realities right in front of his face and make him come to certain realizations as well with the way trans people are perceived and those who support trans people are perceived. I mean, look, this is a beautiful film, and more than just a documentary or a road trip with a friend movie, this is really a statement in educational film. Farrell and Steele have very easy chemistry, and it's felt from, right from the moment with such simple events as, pulling off to the side of the road and sharing a beer while they're sitting in camper chairs, or less simple ones where they're sitting courtside at a Pacers game with reporters and paparazzi all over the place. And, while there is acceptance of Harper, it will not always be easy as they believe. And in the age of social media, we will see the impact that some things have. I'm trying not to spoil too much of the film. But it's also fascinating that the timing of the film when it was being done also went along with the announcement of certain legislations that at times felt like, a step back from the forward progression we're hoping for, which again recognizes how far we have to go. One thing Greenbaum, along with Farrell and Steele, are able to do is capture truly honest conversations between these two, lifelong friends about the trans experience, whether it's the surgical procedures, the aftermath, and, kind of clearing the air to make sure that the communication lines are still clear. There are several touching moments seeing Harper reconnect with, SNL friends. We see Molly Shannon, Seth Meyers, and Tina Fey, amongst others. And, this film, while it does tug at the heartstrings at times, it truly is, a feel good film and will have you smiling, and you may find educational and especially joyful when we get to the end, when we finally get to Harper and Will Goes West and watching it be performed by Kristen Wiig in a video. It is quite an entertaining moment to end this film that chronicled this roughly, I believe it's about a 16-day road trip. So, what chances does this film have for awards recognition? Well, honestly, I think this film is a lock for a Best Documentary Feature nomination. It is on the shortlist for the Oscars, so it has a chance to be one of the five nominees. I think this is one of the stronger ones we have, but of course, can I say it's the clear winner? I mean, with No Other Land and Sugarcane in the mix, I mean, this is going to be a tough documentary year. I don't really see a front runner as there have been in recent years. Also, the film, it's interesting, it did also make the shortlist for Best Original Song. So could we possibly see Wig earn her second nomination here? I mean, that would be delightful. Could you imagine if she were nominated and won what that acceptance speech would be like? That's a moment of feel good that I know we could all use. Oh, so again, this was, even though this documentary is about very heavy topics and I'm not making light of them, they do it in a way that doesn't beat you over the head and shows how sometimes small actions can just go such a long way. For me, Will and Harper, it's a solid 4-star film. It will make you laugh, possibly cry, and cheer for these two friends as they learn how to accept one another on another level. If you would like to catch Will and Harper, as I've said, the film is streaming exclusively on Netflix, so you can check it out there. I recommend. And with that, we are 34 films down with 63 to go. If you like what you heard here, please click that subscribe button, like the video, and spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd, and find lots of great information on my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, everyone, until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.